The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
Welcome to Spartan Sports Report. I'm Justin Allegri. San Jose State 3-4, 2-2 in Mountain West Conference play following their 30-7 loss at home last weekend against San Diego State. We'll recap that game with San Jose State head coach Ron Carragher, and we'll also preview the game against New Mexico. Plus, Jonathan Wold, our reporter, will have the story of Super Bowl 50, the tour bus that showed up at Spartan Stadium last week, and also with Dave Diaz-Infante, the former Spartan player and Super Bowl champion. All that to come on Spartan Sports Report, but first, let's go back to the highlights against San Diego State.
San Jose State and San Diego State playing on homecoming night with first place on the line in the Mountain West Division. Spartans get the ball after a defensive stop, but start by going backward on offense, here for a loss of 4 yards from Tyler Irvin. The next play, Kenny Potter drops back to throw, but is sacked for another loss of 4 yards. To give the Spartans some breathing room, Potter connects to Tyler Winston just short of the first down marker, but a gain of 16 yards. On comes Michael Carrizosa to punt, but his kick gets partially blocked by Marcus Stamps and goes out of play after only traveling 17 yards to the Spartan 37. 4 plays later on first down at the 13-yard line, Donnell Pumphrey gets the handoff on a sweep out to the right side and scoots into the end zone for the first score of the game, 7-0 Aztecs. Spartans had some good defensive stops to keep it a 7-0 game in the first quarter, with plays like this 10-yard sack from Nate Follow. San Jose State got an offensive spark from Malik Roberson, who juggled the reception and sprinted down the far sideline for a 35-yard pickup. Austin Lopez would come on for a 48-yard attempt, but he would miss it wide to the left to start the second quarter. The then ensuing Aztec possession, Maxwell drops back deep to throw and connects with Pumphrey, who quickly jukes the defender and cuts in for a 38-yard touchdown score, and making it a 14-0 game. Spartans get back to it with Roberson, though, following his blockers and finding some room for 14 yards all the way down to the San Diego State 35. After a pair of penalties on one play from Aztecs defensive back J.J. Whitaker, you can see at the top right corner of your screen, the Spartans would rush it in on the quarterback keeper from Kenny Potter, cutting the lead to one score, 14-7. After a 33-yard kick return, San Diego State drove 49 yards to get into field goal range for kicker Donnie Hagman, who knocks it through from 31 yards out, 17-7 Aztecs at halftime. Spartans had the ball to start the second half, but Potter gets brought down in the backfield for a loss of 4 on the first play. The next play, he throws just behind Tyler Winston, and it is picked off by DeMonte Casey at the San Jose State 33. That set up another Hagman field goal, this one from 25 yards away, and it was 20-7 San Diego State. However, 2 plays later into the next drive, Potter is picked off again, this time by linebacker Alex Barrett, who takes it to the San Jose State 16. The next play, Chase Price hammers the gap and slashes his way to the 1-yard line, and then they let him finish the drive, scoring on the next snap. In just over 5 minutes, the Aztecs had scored 13 points off of San Jose State's turnovers, and it was 27-7. Spartans tried to mount a fourth quarter comeback. Hansel Wilson grabs an 11-yard first down pass and takes it out of play. Then Malik Roberson once more bounces out to the right side, running it for another first down and 17 more yards. But the third down play, Potter pump fakes and gets hard from behind, losing the ball. Spartans would eventually recover the loose ball fumble, but would force a punt. Would be the end of the night in terms of the Spartans' offense in this one. San Jose State falls at home 30-7 to the Aztecs of San Diego State. Spartans are now 3-4, 2-2 in Mountain West Conference play. And the Aztecs, well, they take a lead in the West Division at 4-3 overall and 3-0 in the Mountain West Conference. Donnell Pumphrey carried the ball 20 times for the Aztecs for 152 yards and a score, while catching 3 passes to lead them as well, with 55 yards and a touchdown as well. Malik Roberson led the way for the Spartans in offense overall with 80 himself. The Spartan offense was held to a total of just 148 for the game, their lowest total since the 2010 season. Aztecs spoil homecoming for the Spartans, final score 30-7. This week's Bay 101 Casino player of the game is true freshman Malik Roberson, who had more than half of the Spartans' total offensive yards in the game, with 5 carries for 41 yards and 2 catches for 39 yards. For his effort, he is this week's Bay 101 Casino player of the game. Bay 101 Casino, San Jose's place to play. And time now for this week's Lexus Drive of the game. We go to the only drive that produced a touchdown for the Spartans in the contest. It is in the second quarter. The Spartans get the ball with 11:38 on the clock and start with a play-action completion for 7 yards to Tyler Winston out of bounds on the near sideline. Tyler Irvin then rushes for a few yards. He had a real tough one in this game, but he got positive yards here. And on 3rd and 8, it's a bootleg and run from Potter, who doesn't get enough for the first down, but is hit late out of bounds by Alex Barrett, and it moves the chains after the penalty. On 1st down, a play-action pass to Irvin, who is immediately wrapped up for a loss of 4 yards. That's when Roberson rushed it out to the left side for a 14-yard pickup, and just enough for a Spartan first down. Then on 3rd and 8, Potter takes a shot at the end zone, but he underthrows his target, Hansel Wilson. Fortunately, it is a pass interference call on J.J. Whitaker, giving the Spartans another first down via the penalty at the 18-yard line. A third penalty on the drive gave the Spartans another first down. In the top right corner of your screen, it was 1st and goal after this from the 2-yard line. Then it is Kenny Potter taking it in for the score for San Jose State, their only touchdown of the game. Overall, the drive lasted 15 plays, going 75 yards in 7 minutes and 17 seconds for the Spartans. And that is this week's Lexus Drive of the game, brought to you by your Northern California Lexus dealer, who invite you to test drive a Lexus today. Now we take a look at the Kinder's Barbecue Mountain West scoreboard. Number 21, Boise State entering the week. Boy, they were really upset at Utah State. In Logan, 52-26, the final score as the Aggies moved to 4-2 on their year 3-0 in Mountain West Conference play. 8 turnovers for the Broncos in that game, 7 of them in the first half. Sunk Boise State in that one. Fresno State also got their first win in Mountain West Conference play this year over UNLV, 31-28 in Fresno, as the Bulldogs 2-5, 1-3 in the conference now. Air Force on the road at Colorado State takes the loss. They fall to 2-1 in Mountain West Conference play as Colorado State got their first win of the year in conference action, 38-23. Wyoming got their first win overall on the year against Nevada in Laramie. They're now 1-6 are the Cowboys, and a 28-21 victory over the Wolfpack of Nevada, as Nevada 3-4, 1-2 in Mountain West Conference play. And then a late touchdown from New Mexico in the last minute. The Lobos snuck out the victory against Hawaii in Albuquerque, 28-27, the final from New Mexico, as they are now 4-3, 2-1 in the conference. Hawaii 2-5 overall and 0-3 in Mountain West Conference play. That's a look at the Mountain West scoreboard, brought to you by Kinder's Barbecue.
We'll take our first break here on Spartan Sports Report. When we return, Jonathan Wold will have the story of the Super Bowl tour bus that displayed all 8 Super Bowl trophies from the 49ers and Raiders over the weekend. More to come here on Spartan Sports Report when we return.
With millions of businesses all in one place, the YP app can help you do pretty much anything. But can it get you to the moon? You'll need a space helmet. YP can do that. You'll need the highest rated hardware stores. Check. YP even has a cheap gas finder, which is perfect for longer trips. The even more powerful, so much more than a search engine Yellow Pages. YP can do that.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup honors the nation's best overall collegiate athletic program in each division, men's and women's sports. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook. Find us in USA Today, online, and on Twitter at LS Directors Cup. Over 2 decades of excellence, the Learfield Sports Directors Cup.
Welcome back on Spartan Sports Report. We now go out to the east field of Spartan Stadium, where Jonathan Wold has the story of the Super Bowl Tour 50, displaying all 8 Super Bowl trophies from the Oakland Raiders and the San Francisco 49ers.
homecoming week here for San Jose State here at Spartan Stadium, and the fans are here out to support their Spartans against San Diego State. And not only are they enjoying the usual festivities, they're also getting a chance to see 8 big shiny trophies. In advance of the Super Bowl coming to Santa Clara this season, the 50 Tour made its way to the San Jose State tailgate, and fans lined up all day, waiting patiently, or not so patiently, to catch a glimpse of all 8 of the Bay Area's Lombardi trophies. Many fans enjoyed getting their pictures with the hardware, while others just enjoyed reliving the memories with their friends and families.
We weren't sure what to think. We wanted to see that before we came. We visit? We're coming from Sacramento, so we knew the trophies would be here, and we were excited to see them. Right? Yeah. It was an awesome experience just to check it out.
Fans also had the chance to meet 2-time Super Bowl winner and Spartan alumni David Diaz-Infante, along with the trophies.
Well, I tell you, it's pretty cool because sometimes you realize people don't really get a chance to see them that close. So to have those on display is something really special. To see the trophies, be a part of the Super Bowl 50 tour, and then have the backdrop be a big game for San Jose State versus San Diego State, you know. I couldn't be a better atmosphere. People are fired up. I'm fired up.
While the Spartans ended up falling to the Aztecs, it seemed the experience of the game and the tour continued to make an impact.
Grew up a diehard Niner and Raider fan, and grew up a diehard Spartan fan from my father went here, I went here. Hopefully Ronnie goes here one day. And San Jose State's always been very special to us.
From Spartan Stadium, Jonathan Wold, Spartan Sports Report.
On to women's soccer now for San Jose State as they continue to roll after winning their 5th consecutive road game last week at New Mexico. Dorothy Hopius had the golden goal in the 94th minute to give the Spartans a 2-1 victory last Friday in overtime. Alex Venegas netted in the first Spartans goal of the match, and Zoe Macrianis had 5 saves, improving to 8-3-2 on the year. It is the 6th time this season that San Jose State has played in overtime, and they're 3-0 during those games in Mountain West Conference play. The Spartans are now just a few points behind San Diego State in the Mountain West Conference standings and a couple of points ahead of New Mexico. The Spartans just need one more win in their year to secure a first-round bye in the Mountain West Conference tournament. San Jose State did lose on Sunday to San Diego State, but the Spartans return home for 3 straight matches to end the regular season starting this Friday against UNLV.
We'll take another break here on Spartan Sports Report. More to come when we return with San Jose State head coach Ron Carragher.
There's one thing the human foot has always been good at. It's unleashing great power. Introducing the 241 horsepower Lexus IS 200 Turbo with almost 20% more base horsepower. The IS performance line has never been more powerful. See your Northern California Lexus dealer.
Welcome back on Spartan Sports Report, now joined by San Jose State head coach Ron Carragher. Coach, San Diego State loss really was a defensive scheme by Rocky Long and the San Diego State Aztecs that really was effective against the Spartans. What was so successful with their defense?
It was, in more ways than one. I thought that they created a position. A lot of the blocks were one-on-one, and they do a good job of running around the block or spinning off the block. They did a good job, and we never seemed to recover from that. I mean, I think the 5 of our first 6 offensive snaps were 0 gain or minus yardage plays, and we haven't seen that in that concentration of negative plays over 5 games, 6 games. So it was tough to see, and I just felt they hit us in the mouth right from the get-go, and we never really fully recovered to what we're capable of.
35 rushing yards, 35 attempts. They were very successful against Tyler Ervin. What was their game plan against him that you saw?
Well, they did a good job of plus-1ing us in the box and having that extra guy, and they did a good job of mixing man and zone coverages. But all in all, I think the multiple schemes and the movement on the line of scrimmage, that can create a big play for the defense. It can also create a big play for the offense. Unfortunately for us, we just never got that big play executed, and that forces a defensive coordinator maybe back off, meaning when those plays are hitting hard and putting points on the board. So they kept at it, and we just weren't able to answer the call when we needed to.
Was it a little bit of Ervin seeming fatigued? It seemed like at times he just didn't have the same oomph.
I think that it's more of a case of just you're getting minus yardage, you're getting hit in the backfield, and that just has its toll over a period of time. And again, I think with Tyler, we haven't seen all year. We haven't seen minus yardage plays. I mean, he's getting productive plays every time he gets the ball, and it's not on Tyler by saying that. It's on it's 11-man football.
Right.
But we need to do a good job creating movement, sustaining our block, and allow Tyler to at least get to or through the line of scrimmage, and then anything beyond that, he's a special talent that he'll be able to make.
Well, there was a bright spot in the run game. That was Malik Roberson. I thought he played a nice game, even though there was that negative yardage you're talking about. What was different about his approach?
Well, I think Malik got some plus plays on screens as well. He caught the ball well. He ran the ball well, and I think he did a good job hitting it downhill. And I think those particular plays, the offensive line did a nice job having it together, playing as a unit, and created, at least Malik had a nice initial, the opening was there, and then he did a lot thereafter with it. So that was encouraging to see.
This is the first game, really, that the offensive line seemed like they were on their heels the whole game. Even against Auburn, a powerful SEC defensive line, the offensive line held. What was the offensive line in your mindset going over the film? What were they doing wrong?
Well, I think it's a combination of the multiplicity of what they do, and we try and simulate our opponents on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as best we can, at the game speed. And I think while we told them we're not going to be able to simulate the exact game speed with our scout guys. It's not what we do for a living, and like we do on Saturday, and they see that. And I think the game speed, I think what they did, the combination of blitzes and things happening fast, it just was tough. And we really didn't recover from that early dip that we had in performance.
What was your evaluation of Kenny Potter's performance? I know he threw a couple of picks, but overall, what was your evaluation?
I think Kenny played solid to good football. I think those 2 picks, if we could have those back, that'd be great. But I think that considering the pressure he was under, and I think he still kept rhythm. He still kept his form. It's easy for a quarterback early in a game when they feel pressure on him to abort prematurely and get out of the pocket and try and make things happen, or they feel shadows, they feel ghosts back there. Kenny did a solid job. He stayed in the pocket, he made some throws, and as a result made some plays with his arm and made some plays with his feet.
Having Jimmy Pruitt out, did that hurt the team in terms of coverage?
I think so. I think in bigger the coverage leadership, I think Jimmy's just a respected player on this team. He's going in his 4th year as a starter, and not having him out there, even though their passing attack wasn't necessarily stellar going in, is their rushing game, but I think just having Jimmy, correct. His toughness, his leadership, it was missed.
Donnell Pumphrey's a hard guy to take down, isn't he?
He's a good player. I mean, I know we have a special running back in Tyler Ervin, but they got a good one too, and I think he's a heck of a player.
All right, we'll take a quick break with Coach Carriger, and we'll talk New Mexico when we return on Spartan Sports Report.
Come enjoy a California-grown experience at Una Mas Mexican Grill. From our local produce and freshest ingredients to our unique authentic Mexican dishes and salsa bar, Una Mas truly is California grown. Since the first Una Mas opened in San Jose over 20 years ago, we've worked hard to use the freshest local ingredients to make the dishes you love. Because when we care this much about our food, everything is going to taste better, naturally. Una Mas Mexican Grill. We taste better.
With millions of businesses all in one place, the YP app can help you do pretty much anything. But can it get you to the moon? You'll need a space helmet. YP can do that. You'll need the highest rated hardware stores. Check. YP even has a cheap gas finder, which is perfect for longer trips. The even more powerful, so much more than a search engine Yellow Pages. YP can do that.
Welcome back on Spartan Sports Report, continuing to talk with San Jose State head coach Ron Carragher. And Coach, we previewed the Lobos game now. They have wins in 3 of their last 4 after defeating Hawaii at home. They had a dramatic win against Hawaii coming from late in the fourth quarter with that last-minute touchdown. But they're playing pretty good football right now.
They are. They're trying to make it into that upper tier of the Mountain Division of the conference, and they've got some tough games, but seem to have hit their stride offensively, creating some movement and running the football very effectively. I look at the averages of their top rushers, quarterback included, and they're running for 6.5, 5 yards a pop, and so we have to do a good job of defending that triple option.
Meeting for the first time since the 2006 New Mexico Bowl. Is there a little uncertainty or unknown about that just because the Spartans haven't seen them in a while?
Yeah, most definitely. We, even in the course of the last 2 years, you sometimes would be looking at an upcoming opponent's film and they played New Mexico, but being this triple option against that, it wasn't premier to look at and so forth. But all in all, I see they're trying to make that climb in this conference, and they've shown some improvement throughout the course of this season. And so all in all, we know it's going to be a tough opponent.
It is true option football, 7 different players with touchdowns on the ground this year for them, but they add in the element of the pass a little bit more than some option teams.
True. And I think they found a quarterback who's throwing the ball effectively and making some plays. He can beat you with his arm, he can beat you with his legs. So we have to do a good job of being disciplined and keeping our eyes disciplined as well for our assignments and making good open field tackles when they present themselves.
Talking about Lamar Jordan, the quarterback leads them in rushing, distributes the ball pretty well. How is he different from, say, the system we saw at Air Force, which kind of, I guess, is similar, isn't it?
Yes, I think more of an established passing tree or passing attack that can tie in a little bit with conventional football more than what we saw at Air Force. It was pretty much their triple option, some play action off of it. But I think that New Mexico has an expanded package from that. It's not just that they don't live in that world of triple option football, and they come from a different formation. A pistol instead of under center, they're more pistol or shotgun with the 2 or potentially 3 running backs in the backfield.
Well, it's unique too because this is the 3rd time we'll see an option team. What have the Spartans learned this year over the course?
I think we've learned, and some painfully at times, of the importance of eye discipline, of doing your job and not falling into the trap, and make sure you do your job. Tackling in the open field is so important because the way they go from sideline to sideline, you have to be able to you might be the last line of defense and not necessarily be able to count on players pursuing after you because of the effective cut blocking backside. So we have to do a good job being disciplined and then tackling.
Coach, their defense, it seems at times, is the bright spot. They have 20 sacks this year, 7 interceptions, but at other moments, it seems like they're very vulnerable. What's your evaluation of the defense?
Sure, they do risk reward. They do like to put pressure on the quarterback, and they've done a nice job getting to the quarterback and creating those long yardage minus situations. All the while, some people have made some plays at the same time. So we have to be able to do a good job picking up their blitzes, being able to pass protect against their front defensive linemen, and then be able to take advantage when there is opportunity.
Pretty good core linebackers too. They get those sacks, huh?
Correct. Yeah, linebackers, and one guy's listed second on the defensive line, but he's got a significant number of the sacks as well. So they've got good players, good depth, and they'll come at you in a variety of different ways with blitzes and so forth. So we have to do a good job, sound protection to be able to keep them away.
Pretty pivotal game this weekend. The team up for the task?
Most definitely. I want our guys to recover. That's the big thing. Hey, that happens. Sometimes you have to be able to just put it behind you and learn from the mistakes, but move on. And I believe our guys, our coaches, our players are ready to move on and put that game behind us, and let's go get New Mexico.
All right, that's San Jose State head coach Ron Carragher. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Justin.
More on Spartan Sports Report when we come back.
If there's one thing the human foot has always been good at, it's unleashing great power. Introducing the 241 horsepower Lexus IS 200 Turbo with almost 20% more base horsepower. The IS Performance line has never been more powerful. See your Northern California Lexus dealer.
Come enjoy a California-grown experience at Unamas Mexican Grill. From our local produce and freshest ingredients to our unique authentic Mexican dishes and salsa bar, Unamas truly is California-grown. Since the first Unamas opened in San Jose over 20 years ago, we've worked hard to use the freshest local ingredients to make the dishes you love. Because when we care this much about our food, everything is going to taste better, naturally. Unamas Mexican Grill. We taste better.
Welcome back on Spartan Sports Report. That does it for this week's episode. Once again, San Jose State at home this Saturday, October 24th. Kickoff at 4 o'clock from Spartan Stadium against the University of New Mexico Lobos. Pre-game on 1590 AM KLIV and the Spartan Radio Network beginning at 3:30 p.m. Tickets are available by calling 408-924-7589 or visiting sjsuspartans.com. Thanks for watching this week, and we'll see you next time.